This interview is for information only and should not be considered as investment advice or a recommendation to buy shares in the company featured. Welcome to this Stock Box interview.
Joining us today is Ryan Mead, the CEO of Fulcrum Metals, following an announcement from the company where they have raised £758,000 to a placing at 8 pence per share. Ryan Mead is joining us today. How are you, Ryan?
Yes, I'm very well. And yeah, we've got an update on raising some funds for the business. I'm obviously delighted that we've raised these funds. It is in a kind of two-part because the directors need to close their subscription after the production of the interims, which will be very shortly. Mm-hmm. But what's key here is we have the funds, and it's a good-sized amount that we've raised here through primarily existing investors and also director contributions, which the directors we've subscribed for nearly £90,000 worth of new shares in the company. We've accrued some salaries, just under 25k. We are in absolute alignment with the shareholders. We're supporting the business. We always have done. We're pleased to get the funds so we can put this into the significant project development. I'm obviously not particularly pleased with the pricing of this. Let's make no bones about this. It is a significant discount. I think it's more of a signal of how the market's broken. You look across the board. You're looking between 60 and 30% discounts pretty much every placing that I've seen. And and obviously we're not protected from those pressures either. Now it's about spending this money wisely. That's going to deliver that development, which in turn should lead to the market recognising what we're doing, because we're doing some fantastic work on these tailings. The market simply has not responded so far in the work that we've done. I mean, look at those leaching test results. The initial testing we've done at Tech Hughes, we hit nearly 60% recovery. Now, this is non-toxic, non-cyanide technology, so it ticks all the box from the environmental aspect. Previous testing on these tailings using cyanide leaching only achieved around 30%. So we're setting new benchmarks, and it's up to us now to get the market to recognise what we're doing. I think now, we come out the other side of this complete fundraising. I think about 4.7 million market cap. I think we're amazing value, if I'm honest with you, Mark. And let's hope that the market recognises and we get some liquidity here, because it really is a fantastic opportunity.
Well, you're definitely right. You do see a lot of discounted placings, or indeed people unable to get placings away. Indeed, IPOs that are supposed to have happened, not managing to make it across the line. I think we talk about the sector being very cyclical, of course, and being undervalued for a long time, and we can see almost what's coming with inventories and the demand that needs to be fulfilled here. And I think when speaking to different people, when you start to see significant discounts on placing, that's really the sign that the bottom is in, if not nearly in. So yes, it's painful, of course, but it's done now. You've explained the reasons why, and of course your disappointment. We've got to focus on how you're going to use that money. You say that the market has not responded at all to the tailings project. That is, of course, gold, and gold today is all-time highs yet again, $70 there. So, I mean, how are you going to help the market recognise what you've got? I know, of course, you were out there recently. We did an interview. We caught up on what you were doing out there. You do want to start doing your own work, so you're not completely reliant on extracts. So what's your plan to really try and get the market to recognise the potential here?
Well, we've set out some, key milestones for us to hit over the next 6 months. That includes, the phase testing out at Silvernite. We'll move into the second phase at Tech Hughes, which is the conceptual study. which will give us a really good early indication on what the economics of these projects are, what the major equipment requirement is, the cost of that. So we're going to learn a huge amount in that phase 2 with Tech Hughes. I'm really looking forward to the results of the testing at Silvernite. As I say, we hit nearly 60% at Tech Hughes. We would have learned a lot from that too. So we're looking forward to taking that information through into this testing. And I'm really, we're looking to push over that 60%. I'm reasonably confident that's going to happen. In terms of on the ground, now, this is about bringing the project, home to the investor, home to the market, from the field to the visual. So we're concentrating on, additional auger sampling across the tailing bodies. We're going to digitize this data so we can provide some really good, graphics and visuals for people to really understand.
Okay.
And that includes people, I don't think, have realized, this tailings is at surface. We don't need to go and go, we don't need to go 10 meters below the surface. We don't need to go 5 meters below the surface. It's at surface. Like it's mine waste. It's already been processed. It's already fine tailings. It's literally, how do we get this out? So, what we're going to do there is, as I say, get on the ground, do extra auger sampling. We're going to digitize this. We're going to look at providing, 3D models. We're going to work towards putting a resource and a value in the ground on these projects. I think investors are always warm to that, and we need to do that in any way. In any case, we're just going to do that a bit further down the line. So now this is a real big push on. We've set out the milestones, which is obviously in the announcements over the last couple of announcements and the last interview that we've done also. We're not hiding from this funding. We're embracing the money that we have raised, and we're going to put that into significant project development. And it's funny because in industry, people are recognizing what we're doing. People are reaching out to us saying, "What are you up to? Okay, keep me posted on what you're doing." We're seeing the local newspapers. We're featured in the Timmins Today. We're featured in CTV News Ontario. We're featured in the Northern Ontario business articles. So really, it's almost like the market is the last man to wake up to what we're doing, and it's our job to make sure that they do. Of course, I'm a shareholder. I own in excess of 10%. I've followed my investment from day one. I've continued to do that. Fully believe in the company. Our existing shareholders do also, hence the backing that we've had. So it's, as I say, we're in that catchment zone now. That sub 5 million cap, which we just simply don't belong down there. But you know what? It's a great opportunity for the wider market to actually appreciate what we've done. And invest in us on the market. I can't say it any clearer than that, really.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Good. Well, it sounds like you've got a bit of a plan there, like, as you say, a sort of a 6-month plan to do some of your own work here. I mean, is there even scope? I don't want to sound flippant about it, but to almost get a spiral on site yourself, or a shaker table, and start doing some kind of small scale production? I don't know. Is that on the cards? I don't know. While of course the bigger picture extract is being worked on.
Well, look, we're looking at all avenues. Nothing's off the table for us. We are looking at doing bulk sampling on site. So we're looking at permits that we need around that. But you know what? We know the gold is there. We know where it is. It's a case of getting it out. Obviously, the leaching is the full field development. That's how you maximise the resources in the ground, which is why we took that approach in the first place. And to do, show me a leaching process that gets you 60% out of refractory ore. Well, if they did, they'd only be showing us the technology we're using. So it's
yeah, sure, okay.
But I appreciate investors might want to think, well, can you bring something even more short term? The answer is, what, we wouldn't maximise the value of the resources in the ground, but we absolutely could. We could bring spirals on. We could do demos on site. It's not actually a problem. I think you've seen from one of the videos, or you would have seen, on the socials, that what, you can put this tailings, you rub it on your hand, you can let it dry, you can see the gold flicker and glitter in the light. whether there's gold in there is not up for debate at all. Now, it's we've got our eyes on the full development of this. That's how we're going to maximise the return. And you know what? As we move along, this is going to be almost breakthrough projects with the disruptive technology. It's a really exciting time, and we're first mover in this. So literally, this is a great time to be invested in the company.
Good. Okay. Well, thank you for that. Just a final question. And you mentioned earlier you're a 10% shareholder, and a lot of salaries have been accrued there. £25,000, I think you said, salaries of directors have been accrued. So modest sort of salaries there. I think if you're able
to put this into context, the board have now invested in hard cash over £665,000 in this company.
Okay.
The salary is, less than 250 or even less than 225k per annum. You know what? The only way I'm going to make money out of this is if shareholders do. So, that's my focus.
You're driven to drive it as well as shareholders want to see the returns. I think if you can demonstrate the resource, which I believe that's what you're going to be working on now, and obviously demonstrate how you're going to get it out, which you have sort of done at the start of anyway in the lab with extract, but demonstrating that perhaps on a more broader scale, and you demonstrate that resource, then that's it there, isn't it? That's it there in front of you, what this is worth and how we can get it out. So I think that's got to be the focus of the company.
Well, that is exactly what we are focused on. I think I kind of covered that just a short while ago.
Yeah.
And like I say, industry knows you can see what we're doing. They're very interested in what we're doing. We've got good engagement with local stakeholders, First Nation groups, local communities, governments. Just even over the last few days, I've had contact from even different First Nation groups, slightly different, a bit further over to the east from where we currently are, saying, "Hey, why don't you come over here? We want to see you doing some work over here."
Okay.
So it's really time for the market to react to what I think is a very undervalued company. And people might say, you would say that because you're a CEO, but have a look at us, check us out, because you know what, we're building something pretty significant, in my opinion, here, which could turn out to be pretty special.
But it's up to you, isn't it? It's up to Fulcrum and the team at Fulcrum to demonstrate to the market that there's value here, rather than waiting for the market to kind of figure it out for themselves. Surely.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's why we've got this fairly aggressive, actually, program that we've got over the next 6 months. A lot of that will be completed before the turn of the year, and you know what? We're going to be out there. We're going to be out on the ground. We're going to be moving towards resource on both of these properties. We're going to be advancing the leach testing at Silvernite. We're moving through the conceptual design at Tech Hughes. That will be a bit later in the year. But look, we know that we need to show to the market, and we're going to, through all the on-site, off-site, digitization of the information to bring those visuals onto people's screens so they can actually see and understand what we're doing. So look, we're going to connect and wake this market up one way or another. It simply has to happen.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, Ryan. I look forward to following how you do that over the last quarter of the year and into early part of next year. But for now, thank you very much for your time. Ryan Mee, the CEO of Fulcrum Metals.
Thanks, Mark. It's been a pleasure, and look forward to talking to you again soon.
If you enjoyed this interview, then give us a thumbs up, a like or a retweet. Subscribe to us on YouTube or follow us on Twitter, and hit that notification bell to be the first to know when we release new content. There's loads of great content on our website too, across all our programs at stockboxmedia.com. Thank you for watching.